Hello everybody, welcome to Nago Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Thank you, Christina Lawson, my dear friend, for this beautiful Untamed Spirit Animal Oracle that just came today. Every once in a while, it's like I need a refresher with decks. It's like it thinks along a different line. It gives me different insights, and it adds this spark of, wisdom to the repertoire that wasn't there previous before I opened a deck or the book and read about it. Now, I chose one from sort of each little area, little Australian tree critter, the koala, soft and cuddly, about family and stability, especially this time of year when, we look back and reflect how lucky we actually are, that we have families, that we have home. What do we do that also brings stability to our life and makes us feel stable? I saw this cutest video and I wanted to cry because it was so cute. This baby koala was on its mother's back, and the mom was drinking out of this little stream that was going by, and a hiker went and had a little eucalyptus leaf and was holding it out for the baby koala. The baby koala literally just climbed onto his fingers, onto his arm, and did like the little grasp around where it just hung onto his arm, and it was so affectionate and curious. I thought it was so beautiful. So where do you feel secure like that, where you can reach out and grow and connect with new people, places, and things? Because when we do come from a stable environment, aka our home, then we do feel more secure in reaching out, because we know we always have that beautiful refuge, to go back to and be restful and peaceful. And do we provide that for our family, for our friends? Do they feel welcome? That sort of question. I love the general nature of a koala because it's so curious, it's so fuzzy, it's so inviting, and that's how we should make our homes, right? And when we open our doors to relatives, even if they aren't the most welcome species on the planet, we still can create that aura of warmth and welcome. And something I used to tell myself when I was younger too, if I was going on a whole, like we used to go on this whole gambit, we go to my Auntie Anne's house, we go to my Grandma Lil's, we go everywhere. And this one day, and I remember if there was, it at times it was overwhelming because it was just like, oh, all these people, all these relatives, and and I would just think it's only for a moment. And as soon as you're there and you have some of the delicious food and you start talking to your relatives, you always have a good time. And it's less than an afternoon, that sort of energy. So also to be that person that can maybe be the stabilizing factor for a family member that might be anxious, make them laugh, ask them if they want to play a card game or if they want some, cider or coffee or something that adds relaxation, which brings us to the jaguar. And it's so funny, I didn't even have the book out yet, but I can't wait to use the book with this because I only read one thing on the starfish. But the jaguar is about charisma and shamanic gifts. Like natural charisma, I feel, comes with somebody who's very comfortable with themselves. They are the master of what they survey, as a jaguar does in its environment, right? It feels, like I don't have too many threats here. I feel comfortable. But that kind of big cats have that wonderful, relaxed, I'm just going to crash out here. If you've ever seen like a jaguar or a panther when they fall asleep on a tree, or they just have their legs hanging off the tree and their body is just resting on it. Big lions, they just crash out wherever. They're very comfortable. They're not fearful. And because they're not fearful, they have that kind of charisma, that allure about them. But also shamanic gifts being like when we pay attention to nature and the cycles of nature and our cycles, and we work with that kind of earth magic, these gifts start to show up within us. For me, I know it's a natural, weird kind of phenomenon where if I'm feeling depleted in some kind of vitamin, I'll automatically go to whatever that food source is in the grocery store or in my refrigerator that will help that. Like sometimes I'll super be craving dates. Sometimes I'll super be craving things that have more magnesium or iron and things like that. When we pay attention to ourselves and the more natural we are, the more that shows up. Same thing, the more organic and natural we are, the more charismatic, the more charm we exude, because we are comfortable with ourselves. Which brings us to the beautiful gray heron, the introspection and patience. I love this because every once in a while it is really calming and fortifying to just step back from everything. Forget what's going on around you, what others are doing on anything, social media and their lives. And what is the next thing you could do to make you happy? What's one little thing you could do right now after this video or during this video that would make you happy? Prepare yourself a little something, listen to some music. Like, I know when I just went out in my kitchen, Ian was playing this really cool jamming music, and it was very danceable. So I was just dancing when I was looking out the window at the rain. We have some crazy weather all over this country where it is going to go to some cold, cold, cold places. And I remember last night when Ian was talking about all the different weather fronts, I was fearful for certain people that I know in my neighborhood that work and will be working and will be traveling. And then I had a little introspection that, I can't change what other people are doing, or I can't change the weather, but I can think how I view things and not to come from a fearful place, and have patience. And also patience, like, especially this time of year, because we do want instant gratification. What's under the tree? What are those presents? Who's coming over? What are we doing? To have patience with the whole process. And I just love this time of year because we can relax and chill out, for days. You don't need to go anywhere on Christmas Eve. You don't need to go, depending on if people are visiting your house or you're visiting their house or whatever is going on. Have a little introspection before you participate in the social world, so you can be like, who makes me feel good? Whose energy do I gel with and makes me feel good being around? What kind of environment kind of picks me up and makes me happy? What am I curious and excited about? All of those things. And then have patience, knowing I'm just thinking about this. I feel like a good thing to do too is to journal. This is what I'm looking forward to on this day. These are the people I'm looking forward to seeing and talking to. These are the things I want to participate. Like, one of my favorite things is just crazy board games with my family. They are crazily competitive. They are so hilarious, and I just love it. I love observing it. I love participating. I kind of opt out. I'm weirdly, extraordinarily lucky in games. Like, I'm serious, like, it's so bizarre. 9 times out of 10, any game I play, I win. I mean, even crazy things that are all about like luck of the draw, risk. So I can then maneuver the people that are being less competitive and being chill to win. I will help them, like that sort of thing. But it's like, I look forward to that. And when I have those moments of calm before I enter into a more like pulsating social area, I'm then calm and collected, and I can observe, and I'm not reactionary. If somebody is, and also we can help other members of our family that might be anxious or might be having issues or want to share something with us. We will have that empathy and that bandwidth to be able to cope with it, and this all kind of ties together really beautifully. And I just love these cards. And tomorrow I'll be doing a flip through of them as well, because I'm really excited to show this artwork. I love this type of artwork. It looks like it would be hard to copy, but this is the best kind of artwork if you ever want to learn charcoals and sketching, because you see in the gray heron card, it's just lines, and it's all shadows and lines, and it's really fun, and things can really pop if you just have you make the dark really dark and you leave the white, and then you have a little bit of shadowing. It's a really great way to learn how to do artwork like this, but totally beautiful. And I'm wishing everybody calm. I'm wishing everybody peace. I'm wishing everybody happiness. And thanks again, Christina. This is just so dreamy. And she actually sent me another deck, and I'm like, it's taking all my control not to unwrap that one too, because it's like, it's the weirdest thing. I am more excited if somebody gave me like a diamond bracelet or whatever, or a new tarot deck. That diamond bracelet would stay in that box till I looked at every card in that tarot or oracle deck. Like, it is just the thing, and it just rings my bell. And I love these new, because they're resources and they're tools and materials to learn from. And I'm really excited about the book. Is just so dreamy, and I can't wait to. I think I'll start with some of the air creatures, because they have beautiful things with like bats and owls and ravens and wild goose and golden eagles, and it's just really, really dreamy. So again, my beauties, that is what you are meant to hear today. Thanks again, Christina, and Merry Christmas to everybody.